All right, now let's do more with these measures over here, right? Let's define some more measures, right? So let me click on this table, and then I'm going to remove the total sales amount and also the total sales over here. And then I'm going to drag in this calculated field that we created, which we name it as sales, right? So I'm just gonna drag that over here, right? And then I'm gonna have year, month, and then sales, okay, over here. So what I want to do next is I also want budget amount. Okay, so I have sales amount over here, but I want to add the budget. I want to have a measure for budget as well. Okay, so we have a measure for sales, but we don't have a measure for budget. Right here, if you go through the budget, we don't have budget amount. This one is budget amount, but it's not measure. Okay, so I want to create a measure for the budget amount. So I'm creating it under budget, so I just click on that to make it active. Then I'm going to go to new measure. Okay, I'm going to click on new measure here, and then I'm just gonna name it as budget. Right, I'm just gonna name it as budget, and then I'll type in sum, right, and then inside here I'm gonna go to my budget table, and I'll pick budget amount. So I do double tap over there to pick it. That's it, and then I press enter to make it effective. Okay, great. So now we have budget, and then we have the sales. So I'm gonna drag this budget also here. All right, great. That's it. So once I do that, it's also going to be here. You can drag it here or drag it straight away to your canvas, and you still have it. So we can see the sales and then the allocated budget, right? Incredibly. So we can compare and see how much we did, whether the sales were higher than the budget or not. We can also format it. Okay, so let me click on that. It's actually active, so I'm just gonna format it as well, because it wasn't formatted. So now it's formatted nicely for us. All right, so we can actually compare to see whether our budget was whether our sales were higher than our budget, or we were able to get some balance or something like that. We can actually compare and then see, right? So if you check January, we see our sales and budget, right? If we check February, we see our sales and budget respectively. Okay, we can even do the difference, right? Say the variance between sales and then budget. Okay, let's add that. Let's create it as a measure over there. All right, so I'm going to go to new measure. I'm going to create a new measure, and this one I'm just going to call it variance. Okay, and I want to check the variance between budget and or sales and then budget. Actually, let me put it in this square bracket. So I'm gonna press to see where the sales is. Okay, I can just click on that to select it, or I can just press tab 3 times to get it, and then I'm going to do it, the difference between that and then budget. Okay, so once I do this is done, let me press enter. Great. So let's see where it is. If we come over here, we see the variance is there. I'm gonna drag it and then bring it over here. Okay, now you see that it's there. So now I see the difference side by side. Okay, I see the difference side by side, right? Okay, so if we have a balance, it's gonna be negative over there. I think maybe we should have switched to this one. Okay, budget minus sales, right? In that case, that would have make more sense, right? So you can just do that. Let me see. Let me switch it. Something like this. Right, let's press enter again. Rather, that's better, right? That's better. So now you can see that if the sales amount is higher than the budget amount, then we can see that the difference will be negative over there, right? So that we know that, okay, we exceeded our budget by this amount. Okay, but if we got a balance, if our budget was higher than the sales amount, then we see that this was balance that we got, that we couldn't spend. Okay, so you can just do it like that, right? You can just do it like that, and you can see how incredible. We can also see the percentage. Okay, maybe the percentage of the difference. We can also do that. So let's create another one, right? Another measure. You see how incredible it is. You can easily create measures like that to just have an insight in your data set, right? This one I'm just gonna call it variance percentage. Okay, and I can easily do the variance divided by the budget, right? I can do, say, the variance, right, divided by, say, the budget. Okay, I can do this. Now here, if we try to do it like this, right, we run the risk of getting trapped in what is called zero division. Okay, for instance, if budget is 0, it means that you're dividing whatever value of the variance by 0, which is going to be undefined. Okay, in mathematics that does not make sense. So in order to get rid of that, we have one function we call divide. Okay, we have the divide function. So you use that divide function, which is gonna take care of that zero division. So you put a comma here, and then that's it. Okay, you close it over here, and you are done. Okay, so now I have my percentage over here. So let me drag that as well to this part, right? Let me just drag it and bring it here as well, right? And then let me increase this one for you to see how it is now. All right, so let me do it like that and bring it over here. So now you can see how it is. We can see the percentage increase or the percentage decrease respectively. It's very incredible, very incredible. Now, one thing that you've probably not noticed right now is that if we go to the relationship table, okay, if we go to the relationship table, you realize that sales and budget were not having anything in common. Okay, sales and budget were not having anything in common, or any linkage or relationship in between them. But if you come here, right, if you come here, you see that we are able to still use sales and then budget over here respectively, right? This is what we refer to as hybrid measure or composite measure. Okay, what we just did, what we just defined, the variance and then the variance percentage. Okay, this is what is referred to as hybrid or composite measure. Right? Being able to traverse between two tables that do not even have any relationship between them, right? And this is very difficult to do in most of the other tools that you have out there, right? And very incredibly, you can easily do it over here. Okay, you can easily do it over here. And you can also use these measures that we have created. You can use it anywhere that you want, right? You define it once, use it anywhere. Okay, define it once, use it anywhere. So for instance, let me if I pick, say, this one over here, let me just put it over there, right? And then this, I'm just going to push, let's see, let me push this one somewhere here. Okay, and then bring this one. I just drag and drop the variance over here, right? So let's say we want to see variance. Let's go to, say, products and see what we can find over there, right? Let's say the product category, and let's drag the product category over here. Let's say we want to see it alongside the product category, or maybe also alongside the subcategory, right? Let's see that and see how it's gonna look, right? You can actually do it like that. Okay, so we defined the measure, right, under the budget, but you can see that we are able to use it anywhere else, right? We can convert this thing to let me go to visuals. We can convert it to table, and then you see how it's gonna look. Now you see how it is. Okay, you see how it is. We can increase the size if you want. You can go here, search for size, right, and then you can just increase it, right? Right, you can just increase it. Now you see how it is. We have variance, category, subcategory. I mean, you can just do it. I'm just demonstrating for you to see how incredible these measures are. You can use it anywhere that you want. Okay, you can define it once, use it anywhere, right? So it doesn't really matter which table you are using. You can always define these kind of measures to slice and dice your data or your tables. Okay, and you're gonna find these things very useful as soon as you start working on projects. As soon as you enter the industry, you're gonna see how these things are gonna be useful. When you have huge data set over there, you're going to see how powerful these tools are. All right, so keep it as part of your toolkits, right? Keep it over there, and then anytime you need help, you can easily come back to see how we did it. All right.